Nice to meet you. You look fresh. And thank you for joining for the second time to fulfill your schedule until 8. And then Arif will guide you during the lecture because I have another meeting. Sorry about that. Actually, I want to join until finish because sometimes there are some new for us in here to hear from your side. Okay, Natalya, again, thank you. And then Arif, please, you can guide Associate Professor Natalya Lomovtseva to start the discussion. Thank you. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Brudi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good afternoon, all participants and Dr. Natalya Lomovtseva. Thank you to you who has joined us again in this lecture. Today is the second lecture from you out of 8 planned lectures. I also inform all participants that all her lecture will start at 13:15 to 14:45, starting today until 18 November 2021. If there is a change in the time, we will inform you through the group WhatsApp. And today, her theme is introducing ICT in Tibet in Russian perspective or global perspective. Enjoy this lecture and prepare your question to Dr. Natalya Lomovtseva and Mr. Sofan and Mr. Dian. You will be moderator for today's lecture. Please, you can start it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arif. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 academic discussion, series virtual event organized by Tibet Doctoral Program, Postgraduate Program, University Negeri Yogyakarta. I'm super excited to have you here, excited about all the amazing discussion that we're going to have today. The ADIS is a series of activities for one semester from September to December 2021, with speakers from 8 countries by covering perspective from each country. It's held for giving global insight to postgraduate students about development of technology and Industry 4.0, Society 5, change in the context of the world of work, and the development of work skill and the implication for the HR structure maybe. Before we begin, allow me introduce myself. I am Sofan and I will be accompanied by Dian as a moderator today. Besides that, let me remind you that this event will be live in official YouTube PPS official YouTube channel. Now, joining us today in Natalya Lomovtseva is the Professor Lecturer Russian State Vocational Pedagogical Russia Ekaterinburg today. She will share about introducing ICTV in Tibet. Related to the theme, Natalya is an PhD in pedagogy, defended her doctoral thesis, How to Make Higher Education Teacher Use E-Learning in 2009. She was a member of the team developing distance educational technologies for field teachers, supported by regional authorities in 2010. Now, she is the director of Institute of Lifelong Learning at SPPO and supervisor of online course developed by university teacher. Natalya is a developer of the concept of distance and learning in the RSPPU for field teacher and trainer. She is a co-author of a patent for the computer program Electronic Information Educational Environment in the Russian Vocational Pedagogical University. She is a member research project dealing with the European and Russian faith education, evolution and development of faith in Russian. Professional and competence development member of the research group of the Scientific Center of the Russian Academic Education in Ural branch, subdivision, professional and educational development. Let's welcome Natalya. The time is you about 50 minutes. Time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sofan Nurhaji. Thank you.
Thank you.
for my introduce. Okay, today it's very interesting thing for me because I think, in my opinion, about ICT, information computer technology. I think we use how as a teacher. It's same technology. No, I mean, for example, okay. I usually use with my students bachelor, master or PhD. We use its different technologies. For example, we use such technologies such as Kahoot, Google, different documents. I think you same use technologies, of course. And I know we use its same online platform because on my university we use with my students. I mean, we use platform Moodle. Yes, I know you same. This is use platform on your universities. No, for me interesting to also about what difference about using its ICT technology in for teaching our disciplines. Of course, now I studied about this is theme about ICT, its concept ICT, and I show for you about our experience, our research of using ICT, and some finally in our discuss today, I would like to discuss with you about your experience for using ICT technology, information computer technologies in your teaching with your students. Okay. Okay, I show my presentation. Please say me. Okay.
Can you share screen about your presentation, please?
Okay. You can see this presentation.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, because it's maybe we have sometimes problems. Okay, today this is a plan for lecture about introduction information computer technologies and TVIT, and I would like to discuss with you about this is theme, and we discuss your experience. For me, it's very interesting too. Okay, I started. Okay. Okay. The Education 2030 agenda clearly shows the need of rethinking of technical and vocational education and training and skills development. Among the 10 education goals, 2 are TVET relation targets. First, to ensure equal access to affordable the quality of TVET for all. And the second, to increase the number of youth and adults with relevant skills for employment, decent work, and entrepreneurship. Another distinctive feature of the Education 2030 agenda is the recognition of information and communications technology as an essential tool for strengthening education systems and enhancing quality and effective learning. Notably, there is potential for ICT to create transformative change in skills development and TVET going beyond the traditional view of ICT for increasing access to education. Such new possibilities enabled by ICT include flexible lifelong learning, enhanced knowledge sharing and social learning between peers and experts, and authentic learning experience facilitated through simulation and virtual reality. Monitoring of learning can also be improved, while personalized feedback can help to keep students on track. When its potentials are carefully considered and fully realized, ICT can bring learning experience to a new level in TVET. UNESCO's vision for information and communication technologies in education is a world without boundaries, where technologies support education to build inclusive knowledge societies. The organization has been promoting the use of ICTs both in general and as a way of transforming technical and vocational education and training. The ex-head of the UNESCO New York International Center for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, Shamalai Majumdar, considers that ICT has a crucial role in expanding access, improving quality, and enhancing relevance of TVET, and states that UNESCO UNIVOC aims to further explore the potential of technology, including multimedia, online learning, mobile technology, massive open online courses, MOOCs, and open educational resources. The Education 2030 Framework for Action, which outlines how to translate the global communitate into practice, recognizes the immense potential of ICT in achieving lifelong learning for all. It highlights the need for ICT to be harnessed to strengthen education systems and to assist in increased knowledge dissemination, expanding access to information, improving the quality and effectiveness of learning, and in providing more effective service. Education and inclusion, support open education resources and solutions support quality learning, facilitated lifelong learning pathways, enable online learning, and improve mechanisms for quality assurance and recognition of learning. ICT is a powerful means to increase access to quality and lifelong TVET and enhance the relevance and authenticity of learning, and it enables workplaces to be brought into learning. ICT enhanced pedagogies can support learning in 4 ways. First, ICT can promote flexible lifelong learning. ICT offers those who had to drop out of basic education or who wish to gain further skills equivalents, formal and informal learning opportunities. In addition, use of ICT can enable greater flexibility in learning arrangements. For example, through the use of cloud-based file storage, browser-based software that is device-independent, online collaborative workspace, and social network tools. Learning analytics, on the other hand, process student log data generated by learning management systems along the institution to customize learning paths that are unique to see students' learning needs, style, strengths, and weakness, rather than forcing students to go through a standard curriculum and path. ICT can enhance learning engagement and social learning. With blended learning and flipped classroom techniques, ICT can enable learners to prepare at home for classroom discussion and activities to exchange ideas and deepen knowledge. In addition, online social network enable just-in-time learning from peers and wider network of experts. The key reasons for this disparity and the hefty cost of establishing ICT infrastructure and providing training for staff, and the higher recurrent cost of system maintenance and upgrades along with the cost of staff skills upgrades. A factor that prevents ICT from being used in Tibet is a lack of understanding of the dynamic between ICT and pedagogy for Tibet. There remains much confusion regarding what triggers the deployment of ICT in the first place, whether and how integration of ICT into Tibet can enhance learning and teaching, what factors contribute to successful integration, and to what extent teaching quality is effective by such integration. ICT is a broad term encompassing radio, television, the internet, and the web, satellite and Wi-Fi systems, mobile telephony, computer hardware and software, audio and video conferencing, virtual reality, social media, wikis, 3D printers, and so on. All of these technologies enable individuals and communities to find, analyze, share, and present information, knowledge, skills, ideas, and experience. ICT can be used for educating people at a distance and improving and enriching classroom or workplace learning. However, they are only tools. The quality and usefulness of ICT-enabled teaching and learning depend upon careful attention to the issue of abilities and equity, principles for adult learning and instructional design, and opportunities for delivery and support service. Some learners may be quite capable of autonomous learning through all online means, but others will need face-to-face or online support and mentoring. There is therefore no reason to fear that the adoption of ICTs will ever eliminate the need for teachers. But the teacher's role will need to be redefined from that of instructor to that of constructor and facilitator of learning environments. ICT-based application in teaching. Part 1. The range of ICT application available for teaching and learning is well established and well informed by extensive research and evaluation. A brief overview of various practice and key lessons learned from using this might be useful for readers less familiar with the field. Distance education is widely used practically in higher education to provide quality and credible education for students who are unable to attend a campus for reasons of work, family, geography, and other reasons. In its early form, distance education was a correspondence and print-based, with the occasional use of radio, television, or audio conferencing. With the exponential rise in access to the internet, the web, computers, handheld devices, and social media, distance education is now virtually synonymous with e-learning or online learning. These ICTs have enormous storage, retrieval, transmission, and processing capacity. Their multimedia, motivational, and presential capacities are superior to those of more traditional media. They offer rich virtual environments, and their interactive capacities enable learning, teacher, and learner-learner interaction and collaborative learning. The theory of social constructivism, that people learn most effectively when interacting with others, has also led to use of such collaborative learning tools as blogs, wikis, and podcasts, chat rooms, and online forums. Open learning. Open learning employs the methods and technologies of distance education, but embodies the belief that open access to knowledge is critical for the free and open society. Open University, from example, UK Open University and open schooling system, such as the India's National Institute of Open Schooling, operated in accord with the quality out rather than in quality in model, rather than requiring entrants to fulfill essential academic requirements, such as matricular. They allow anyone to enroll, and then, if they show themselves capable of meeting and required standards in the assessment and examination, grant them a certificate, diploma, or degree. And next, ICT-based application blended learning. They gain maximum advantage from both face-to-face and mediated teaching and learning courses may be delivered by blended learning. This combine face-to-face teaching or activity-based learning in classroom, outdoor, community and workplace setting, and computer-based or online learning. The digital means and resources are used to supplement or revise to face-to-face learning, or in the case of flipped learning, student prior to and in preparation for on-site teaching, tutoring, or a small group session. And next, flexible learning. Flexible learning places the learners in primary control. It offers them choose in the where, when, how, for now, how long, and by what means of study, according to their needs and their needs. They can study by face-to-face, online, blended full-time, part-time, and accelerated and declared means. Flexible learning is useful for serving a wide and diverse range of students and achieving a competitive advantage for training organization and applause by delivering training in international, national, regional, and remote areas in form and ways they best suit the learning styles, needs for work schedulers and Mobile learning. More than 6 billion people worldwide now have access to connected mobile device. And for every one person accessing the internet from a computer, two do so from a mobile devices. Just as mobile technology is changing the way people live, it also changes the ways in which people learn. Thanks to handheld computers, MP3 players, notebooks, mobile phones, and tablets, learning can now be delivered from virtual anywhere to any location where mobile signal is available. Such mobile learning can involve the sharing of multimedia learning materials, web searching and teacher learners, and learner interaction. According to recent studies, 30% of the world's web traffic now occurs over mobile devices rather than desktop machines, leading to prediction that mobile internet use will eventually overtake desktop use. And next, ICT-based application in teaching and learning, open educational resources, OER, and open courseware, OCware. The open education movement has also led to the use of open educational resources and open courseware. These are teaching and learning materials, course models, and ancient courses in digital formats that are placed to be public domain or online and openly licensed. Teachers and learners can legally and freely copy, use, adapt, and share this resource of their own purpose. Open education resources and open courseware can foster pedagogical innovation, avoid unnecessary duplication, reduce the cost of production and distribute course material, expand access, and by particularly beneficial to learners and development world. Massive open online course, we discussed it in last lecture about MOOCs and about a type of MOOCs, and a more recent development of open educational resources has been the development and distribution of massive open online courses, which are freely accessible via the web and designed for unlimited participation of learners worldwide. Some MOOCs simply video recording lecture with associated reading material with the critics such as abatis claim are inferior of one campus study and fail to acknowledge everything that has ever been learned about open the distance learning. And next, IKT-based application is digital repositories. Digital repositories provide a convenient means of storing, managing, reuse, and curating digital materials for the purpose of education, research, and administration that are often used for storing open educational resource. MOOCs can be subject focused or institutionally focused, stand-alone, network, and federated. And virtual reality enables learning from accurate and realistic 3D models of machines, equipment, planetary system, and other phenomena in safe, more convenient, and better controlled environments. And next, simulation, games, and role plays. ICT-based simulations, games, and role plays can be used to model certain situation and enable learners to learn by trial and error and conduct experiments rather than simply being passive learners. They involve learners in an imaginary of real-world situation that require them to call upon their knowledge, apply and integrate various aspects of their studies and problem solve. They can be useful for helping learners understand different roles and responsibilities and for providing learners have difficulty with higher levels of abstraction with concrete examples of the theories they are learning about. Some of these games and role plays are competitive in covering the learners to outperform other students or achieve the highest possibility ratings according to criteria set by the simulation. Augmented reality. It's very interesting because it involves implanting objects with barcodes that open web pages on learners' tablets and smartphones to overlay these objects with digital information. This technology could have great potential in distance, self-direction, and collaborative learning and endangers the complex work environment and in subjects such as chemistry, mathematics, biology, physics, and astronomy, where object books and so on can be augmented to reveal hidden facts, process, and other. 3D printing. As 3D printing technology becomes more readily available and less expensive, this is yet another technology that could be used to support learning to science technology, engineering, and mathematics. And art and design, it enables learners to develop 3D designs and print them on desktop 3D printers, or create designs, print them out, and remake them if necessary. About advantages of ICT for TVET. All of these ICT-based applications have the following advantages of TVET context. By transcending time, distance, social barriers, and the need for teacher and learners to be in the same location at the same time, unlimited number of geographically disparate learners can be provided with asynchronous or synchronous 24/7 access to quality learning experience that would otherwise be invaluable as for to costly. Courses and courseware can be developed and delivered by experts, or better still, teams of experts who are highly knowledgeable and experienced of specialist areas, with the result that the programmers can be more authoritative, update, and relevant than anything that can be provided locally with the limited means at the disposal and individual institutions. These models empower learners and make learning more interactive and meaningful because they are learning-centered, combines the advantages of text, sounds, graphics, animations, and video in manageable chunks of information, and provide links that enable the learners to navigate, learn from various sources and by various means, have virtual experience with situation, equipment, and material, and use and apply knowledge in way best situated to learn's personal needs and personal needs. And next slides about steps to take to integrated ICT into it. There is 4 steps to take in integrating. Steps: first, plan for technology-enabled learning. Digitalization influences labor markets, job profiles, and the way countries envision the education and training system on the future. Plan for ICT use need to take account of training for new sectors, training for new jobs, and the impact of technology on existing jobs. Retraining and upskills will be critical elements of the plans to make workers resilient to labor market change, will require closer collaboration with industry, and will impact on learning resources and teaching capacity. This is a creating plan, putting governance in place, taking account of new sectors, responding to new technology, developing key policy messages. And next step, second, build smart buildings, outfit new laboratories, update old facilities. The following examples show how starting with small steps, collaborative among institutions, and partnering with the private sector can help create a digital learning environment. This is 8 steps: starting small, collaborating with each other, partnering with the private sector, prepare for the future, looking ahead, tailoring the offer. Steps: third, create courses and materials for digitally delivery. It is important to take stock of existing multimedia and ICT-enabled resources and established in online repository. Steps 4. Teach for a new learning environment. The task is to find and deploy competent, confident teachers to deliver learning in the digital environment. About I prepare a next slide is about, for example, interactive technology we use in TUVIT in our vocational and system of secondary of educational system. About learning technology, we using often interactive active learning, where interactive plus multimedia. In my opinion, interactive, it is act plus interact, the ability to communicate or interact with dialogue mode. Interactive technology is awakening students' interest, effective learning, the formation of students' opinion, and entertainment of a new level of student conscious competence. Interactive of multimedia refers to the interaction between user, learners, teachers, and a multimedia application. The learners can use input devices such as keyboard, joystick, or mouse to interact with the application through the computer. There is two types of interactivity of multimedia: linear interactivity and non-linear interactivity. On this slide, you can see difference between linear and non-linear multimedia. For example, not linear multimedia, where a teacher is using electronic books, adultment software, electronic encyclopedia. Linear multimedia, for example, movie. Applying theory on practice, multimedia encyclopedia. This is an example because our students, bachelor, to develop its other different multimedia encyclopedia. And next I show for you, this is multimedia, for example, one multimedia encyclopedia about PC. Multimedia encyclopedia, how we mean a product that contains important brief information on any topic and section, or displayed in the form of generalized systematic and logical sequence with the multiplier of kind of information. We use its different software for developed multimedia encyclopedia. For example, Adobe Flash, Adobe Photoshop, and different and other software. For example, this multimedia encyclopedia about components of personal computers. This is a video should be where a motherboard is rotated, is a different sides. And for learners, you can see this is a different theme about components of personal computer. And when learners to drop or search and check the theme, he can to show learners about theme and text. This is components. And right size, you can see about this is a components, visual and rotated visual. Each learners can be rotated. This is component. For example, and next it's same. And also theme, we exists movie. It's longer movie is different. It's also in multimedia encyclopedia exists its photos and different context. This is a different multimedia encyclopedia about theme internet technology in education. You can see it's different sites. This is contents, and about text. This is theme. This is only examples for teaching for learners our multimedia technology. Each multimedia encyclopedia which we are developed, existence video or audio materials, text, presentations of software. And next, next we are discussed about vocational education in Russian, because now we have change in vocational education in our country. We our ministry developed a new strategy for the development of secondary vocational education system in our country. New strategy about vocational education we saw in October last year, where Ministry of Education presented this strategy. Key action, Russian VET development activities. Key activities, this content development, a new landscape of VET network, financial suitability and target support for colleges, development of professional competition, and professional development of vocational education technology of technology teachers and trainers. And also, I would like to say about what is the means vocational education in Russia federations, because we have also its definitions about this theme. Education is one of the most important areas in human activity. Vocational education is kind of education aimed at the acquisition of knowledge, abilities, skills, and competence formation of certain level and volume in the process of a basic professional education programs that allows to conduct professional activities in a particular area and or to perform work in specific profession or specialty. Vocational training is a kind of education aimed at the acquisition of knowledge, abilities, skills, and competence forms required to perform sentence, labor, official activities, certain types of employment, performance management, and professions. This is about federal law about on education Russian Federation, Article 2. Education in Russian Federation is divided into general education, professional education, additional education, and professional learning. It provides the opportunity to realize the right to education throughout lifelong learning. Change in the system of vocational education in Russian Federation. Vocational education includes 4 levels: secondary vocational education, higher education bachelor, higher education specialist and master, higher education training, wholly qualified personnel. Law abolished the concept of low vocational education and significantly expanded the concept of secondary vocational education. Due to the cancellation, low vocational education equipped secondary vocational education based on training programs for skilled workers. Secondary vocational education, there is secondary vocational education based on training programs for middle-level professional. And next, vocational training is aimed add acquisitions of professional competence, skills, and qualifications by people of different age groups who are going to work with specific equipment and technologies, hardware, software, and other professional tools. Vocational training is aimed at acquisitions of professional qualifications by workers or employees without changes their level of education. Vocational training can be carried out through the programs of vocational training for occupations and positions of workers or employees who have previously had no profession. This is about law of education, Part 2, Article 773. Through the programs to retrain workers and employees for those who already have a profession. And vocational training can be carried out through the programs of advanced training for individuals who already have a profession. Vocational training is free of charge. Vocational education is designed to provide the staffing needs of the economy. Educational institutions of vocational education should focus on labor market demands. At the moment, the economic potential of the country is largely determined by the quality of labor force. This quality can be indicated by the three most important vectors: education, professions, and skills. This is three interconnected components, the most important the professionalisms of any person. Direction for the development of the secondary vocational education, the Russian Federation. Goal, this is a strategy, provision of qualified human resource to the country's economy and development of human resource capacity to meet the challenge of growth that increase the competitiveness of the Russian economy. You can see on this slide, we now have 5 vectors for the development of secondary vocational education in our country. About general characteristic of secondary vocational education now. And now we have more than 132,000 vocational education training teachers and 23,000 masters of VET. On this year, the Russian Federation functioned and 3,011 organizations implementing secondary vocational education programs, in which of more than 3.3 million students and over 2.2 million students received training from the Russian Federation budget. The most popular areas in the secondary vocational education is the engineering, technology and engineering, social science, healthcare, and the medical science. But now strategy shows us about ICT technology in secondary vocational technology, how is the most popular area and now. Training does not correlate with the business demands. Colleges' facilities lag behind innovative development. The length of the college is 4 years based in the 9th grade. And next information you can see on these slides. And now Ministry developed project Professionality, where Professionality, this is a federal digital platform, synchronization of the demonstration examination of work skills with the independent assessment on qualifications, modularization of educational programs for 2 years, intensive practice-oriented programs, digital competence, and dual learning, college plus factory, and diploma plus certificate of competence. This is project professionality in our country. And last lesson, I showed this is slides with university and college provided vocational education technology teachers training and needs in vocational education technology trainings, teachers with the psychology and pedagogical trainings. In our country, we discussed about digital didactics. I mean digital didactics in vocational education secondary, where becomes in the basic of VET teachers training and basic principle of digital didactics, domination, personalization, and flexibility and adaptability. Also, we made research, our university, about digital competence from teachers who teaches in vocational education training. This is teachers on the Sverdlovsk region, and we have 49 people who answered on us our research, and male is in 16%, female it's 84%. About research, we using survey based on European Commission DComp about decompetition of digital competence for citizens for 8 professional levels and examples for use. This is research about next competence, how is such as information and data literacy, communication and collaboration, digital content creation, safety, problem solving. We analyze and next digital skills, and we asked our teacher about application software, how they use, work with the digital equipment, communication in a digital environment, and digital information. This is you can see this is a list about digital skills which we asked our teachers, I mean Sverdlovsk region teachers who teaching of vocational education training. This is you can see about digital skills of students of vocational education training. We separated 2 categories: basic action and action requiring independent knowledge. This is basic action who should students know, I mean working application programming, file sharing between devices, communication in a digital environment, working with the digital information. And action requiring independent knowledge, it skills programming or working with the digital equipment, file sharing between devices. This is results about our research. On the question, what skills of a VET teacher are the most important today? It's popular teachers answered us about creativity and open-mindedness and feasibility and learning to learn and knowledge of innovation technologies. And next we question, what digital skills do you have now? And more teacher answered us digital literacy, data search and filtering, digital technology and social life, collaboration with the digital environment, and other. Also, we asked about online platform in their colleges, in their organization. And most popular are our vocational education colleges using Google Classroom and Moodle. Also, they using online platform Stepik. This is platform for Russian people. I think you know about platform Udemy, GetCourse, OpenEDX. This is I suggest on the finished, and next I would like discuss with you about your opinion ICT information communication technology for integrated and TVET, and which you using ICT technology in your teaching for students, which you using online platform for interactive with your students. I finished. Okay, Arif.
Okay, thank you, Natalya, for your powerful presentation, and we hope that we can get many knowledge from you. And it's time for discussion, Natalya. It's okay?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, for a participant who has a question to Dr. Natalya, please turn on your microphone and then ask directly to Natalya. Please. Mr. Sigit Pambudi, your time.
Okay. Hello, Natalya. Hello, Natalya.
Hello.
You can hear Sigit, Natalya?
Sorry, because I started to read chat about questions. Okay. And next, this is chat. Okay.
Okay, maybe you can write in your chat before Sigit asks you.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
Because it's very interesting too. Yes.
Okay, please, Mr. Sigit Pambudi.
Okay, thank you.
Sigit Pambudi. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arif. I want us to talk about something. Russia is the largest country in the world by area. Like other large countries such as Indonesia, the main problem faced is about equal distribution of education. What is the strategy of the Russian government in overcoming the problem of equal distribution of education? What is the strategy of the Russian government in developing TVET in remote area or rural area, especially related to multimedia learning or ICT, which has expensive costs? Thank you.
Okay.
Arif, I asked Sigit
Okay.
because maybe I don't understand. It's only you mean about it's very big country, and we also have small cities and small groups. For there it's very difficult using ICT and multimedia technology, because it is I want to say expensive, but is not expensive. It's maybe it's 30 years ago. It's very expensive for our citizens about it's different technologies, devices, digital devices is using. But now we have problems in our country only internet providing, because this is problems. It's I don't know how it's say. In big city, of course, is we have a quality of internet providing. It's very high, of course. In small city, problems with the internet connection. I write. This is your questions, Sigit.
Yes.
I understand your question. I understand. Okay. Yes.
I think if you're using virtual reality or augmented reality, this media is expensive, especially for development country.
Okay.
In Russia.
Okay, I understand. About virtual reality. Yes. About virtual reality, it's very expensive. It's now we only discuss it with our colleges about using virtual reality in there, because virtual reality to use about technical. On Russian, it's very simple to explain for you. On English, it's very hard because it's not languages. I tried again. Our colleges is not use virtual reality, but we discuss it. We have an only conference about this theme. Our colleges now only prepared, only using ICT technology for demonstration, examination for world skills. Our colleges in our country have equipment for this examination. For virtual reality and other reality, we have not equipment because it's very expensive. Now, now we discuss about mobile learning and blended learning, and this is ICT for our reality. It's my answer for you. And maybe are you using virtual reality in your teaching for your students?
Not yet, because expensive, very expensive.
I would like to say, maybe if you have interest, I asked our students from colleges about what do you mean about virtual reality. I only asked it. They answered me. It's different answer about this is expensive reality, but for them it's very interesting, because it's new technologies for them, and they think about virtual reality. They can do better knows about their profession. I mean about techniques, it's mechanics. I have research, only theory research about the system. If you're honest, I show you questions about virtual reality and answers our students about this is virtual reality. If you have interest.
Yeah, as I know, Sigit doesn't use it in his lecture, but he will develop it, Natalya. Just wait the result from the Sigit development for virtual reality. Okay, Sigit, it's enough for you?
Thank you. I understand the
Okay.
answer. Okay. Thank you.
Any question again?
Okay, I'm Albert.
Okay, Mr. Albert, please, your time.
Hello, Albert.
Yes, hello, I'm Albert. I'm from Indonesia. It is very nice to meet you.
Hello from Russian, Yekaterinburg.
I have so many friends from Russia.
Now it's very cold. We have a +2.
Yes, I also follow some social media which shows my friend which are living in Russia right now. It is very great to discuss with you today, and this is a good time to know you, and the topic is very great. I think all the country in the world has the same problem. Talking about the vocational education in Indonesia, it is still having a big problem, even though the government has made some effort to reduce of the problem. But now, the government is still not able to solve the problem. The last program that the government has planned to implement to resolve the problem is about the increasing of the jobless, the population of the jobless in Indonesia, or graduate from vocational school, the secondary vocational school. Now, the Indonesian government has a big program. We call it vocational school excellent program, the Center of Excellent program. And the government involved some of the stakeholders like the local government, the university, and industry. Every stakeholder has the role to help the government to achieve the goals. It means the vocational school produced the graduates who has high quality to work in the industry. But there is some point that I strongly don't agree. Why? The government give the 200 discount of the tax to the industry. So the industry would like to join with this program. But we know that the graduate from the vocational high school, the first component, the first stakeholder who will be achieve the result of the education is the industry. So how about in your country? What is the government, your government do according to the problem such I state?
Okay, please, Natalya, you can answer the question from Albert Effendi Pohan, please.
Albert, it's very interesting questions, because how I understand you, you mean about you mean about payment of studies in for vocational education training system.
As I stated before, to successful of this program, the vocational, the Center of Excellence, the government involved three of stakeholder: industry, local government, it means the provincial government, and university. Each of the stakeholder has the rule, the different rules. For example, the university help the vocational school to prepare and to manage the program, and the government, the local government, support the national government to select and then to push all the headmaster to follow the program very well, and the industry have the rule in order to help the government, but the government give the discount of the tax to the industry who join with this program until to 200%. So this point, I strongly disagree with this policy, because we know that all the graduation from the vocational school will go to the industry. It means that the industry is the first component or stakeholder who get the benefit of the vocational education. Is it right? But why? The government should give discount for paying the tax until 200%. Do you agree that? And then how about your country in order to solve the problem? But this is especially Indonesia, the case in Indonesia.
It's for me it's very difficult questions, because I don't know how our government decides this is problems. If I understand you, we have the government, we have colleges, we have a labor market, and how it is integrated and the programs, and this is combined. This is problems. If I understand, because sorry, because it's honest. I don't understand you, because I understand for you it's very problems, it's very serious questions, but I don't understand. I don't know how I answer to you for you, because maybe I don't know this is problem in our country. Please,
Okay,
if you Albert, Albert,
no problem so far. but may I
sorry,
ask
because
a question?
sorry, because maybe I don't understand. Maybe if you write me on this chat, and I ask it, and people who knows about your problems, I answer for you on this.
Okay, Natalya, maybe.
Sorry, because I'm sorry, because I don't know what I say on this.
Yeah, Natalya, may I share your email to Albert if he has still the question?
Yes, of course.
Answer it. Okay.
Yes, I will answer on this question, because I understand Albert is very seriously questions for him. It's very interesting questions. I understand this is problems, but I don't know what is the answer now.
Yes.
Sorry.
I understand.
Please, Albert, please write me on email, please.
Okay, Albert, I will give you the email address of Natalya, and you can share your question directly to her.
Okay.
Via email.
My second question is.
You still have question?
Arif,
yes,
Arif, sorry. I understand it's bad, because I listen it's second sounds. For me, it's not. Yes, and I listen. It's very.
Yeah, Arif, please. Maybe another person, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Albert, sorry, please.
Yeah,
sorry.
I will read the question from chat room. Maybe you can write. You can read it from Poncho. From Poncho. Thank you, Natalya, for presentation. Discussion about ICT are always interesting, especially during a pandemic. But how can ICT be used to make it easier for workers in general, from those with minimal knowledge, such as operators?
Okay.
You can read it.
If you honest, it's a different ICT, information computer technology, I suggest in next ICT. For example, I suggest Kahoot, Google Classroom. I suggest is ThinkLink, Learning Cups. If you know, it's this is ICT. It's very more, and I like with my student using cloud technology. It's very a lot of and different a lot of. If you mean about it's a category where I using I use ICT, and I suggest for you ICT, for example, mobile learning, because it's I don't know how in your country, because in our country we have it's a lot of I think mobile application for teaching, and I use for this my students, and often I saw my smartphone and we discuss it. Our teacher has a lot of problems. I don't know knows you about Telegram. I think it's only Russian application programs, and WhatsApp. I know you mean we have for example how is ICT, and of course we using MOOCs, massive open online courses, and online platform for our students. This is ICT used to make it easier. It's my opinion. Maybe do you have a different opinions? I would like to hear for your opinion about ICT ICT which make it easy.
Mr. Ponto, you will respond, Natalya, please.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Natalya. I think this ICT for all people, for all workers. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The next question.
I don't
The
understand.
next question, maybe Natalya.
Okay, maybe read.
From Yoga Sahria.
Okay.
How to integrate adaptive learning ICT multimedia augmented reality for elderly teachers? The second question, what is an effective strategy for using ICT for learning using the blended learning methods? Time is yours, please.
Okay. It's first questions about for elderly teachers. We're not using.
Yes. Challenge.
Not because okay. I tell you about elderly teachers. For ICT, only ICT, information computer technology. Our elderly teachers are using PowerPoint. For this, it's very great, and they are using on our online platform. I mean Moodle, and now we prepare our elderly teachers for video content for online courses, because we have laboratory for video online courses, and we discussed with them about pedagogical design, and we discussed about agile technology. Maybe you hear about this technology, and Scrum. This is technology. It's very questions. It's very good questions because for our university, I know it's a different university. It's not problem, but it's very interesting. Using is different ICT. For especially multimedia. Okay, second questions. What is the effective strategy of using? Okay, blended learning. I very like blended learning because it's very for students. It's a better learning because our students can use its different ICT too. We change role role. My students can be teachers, and and this is moment I am students. We change role, and we change ICT technology for learning. And I mean flipped classroom, where I with ICT technology as information communication technology, I give task for my students for prepare on next lessons. For examples, we made a different tasks. For example, I have now a bachelor about for Asian languages, and we prepare its online courses for learners. For learners who 10 and 11 years. It's a small online courses we developed with our students, and on each lessons I show for them it's different ICT, and we discuss it face to face. And next, my students go to home and with combined with teams from their groups, and they prepare and a new lesson with ICT. For example, now we're using Canva. It's maybe you hear this is technology. This is, for example, this is my experience for using blended learning methods.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Because teacher Edley, it's challenge and it's hard. Okay, thank you.
Enough, Yoga?
Yes.
Okay. The next question, Natalya. We still have 2 questions. Okay. From Ahmad Mustamil. What is the policy of the Russian government in cooperating with industry in developing TVET, especially in the field of ICTs? Thank you.
This is questions. It's combined Albert questions. I understand. It's I right? No. About policy Russian government in cooperating with industry development. Our colleges, our vocational education technology organizations have agreement with industry, and because it is necessary for students who will make practice on this industry. This is technology. This is theme about learning of work on place learning. And especially a strategy with about cooperating with industry, I don't know, for development vocational education technology, if honest, I don't know. Because now we have its change policy of developing TVET. And especially in the field of ICT, now we have a change. If you mean it's yearly, for example, 10 years ago, Russian government with industry using, for example, online platform, online courses. Only this is was policy. Now we change policy.
Okay, Hoiran, it's okay for you?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. There are still 2 questions. It's your time, okay, Natalya?
It's time okay? Okay, maybe it's 2 questions. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think yes. Okay.
Okay, from Nur Fitrianto.
Okay.
I teach in manufacturing. One of the advancement is ICT is the existence of 3D printing technology. But if you look at the price, it's still expensive. How to make ICT advances in manufacturing, especially 3D technology available cheaply?
Okay, I have question. How much does it cost? How much cost 3D printer?
Mr. Nur Fitrianto, you can answer it, please.
Because he write me or I wait he answer for him, because I know my students said me about 3 days ago, all he have 3D printer at home. I told him it's very expensive. He answered me it's not expensive, and I answered you, how much in your country cost 3D printer?
Mr. Fitrianto, you can answer it, please.
Okay, thank you. Maybe
Natalya
I think
ask you.
Because
okay, thank you, Natalya. I think the solution can link and match with industry, maybe. Or your opinion is very good. Thank you for your response.
Okay. I say other answer. Each family in our country have 3D pencil. Each family, because it's very interesting for for children. But 3D printer, it's very expensive now for me too.
Okay, Natalya, it's a great answer from you. The last question is from Mr. Fawaid. Challenging of TVET, especially on practical course in distance learning, is internet infrastructure. Does student RSVPU having the same difficulties, based on your opinion?
Okay, if you answer questions me only our university, I say is not difficult, is not problem for our students, because Yekaterinburg is the capital of the Sverdlovsk region, and our students have a very good infrastructure, internet infrastructure at home, at organization where they work, because it's Sverdlovsk region is not big. But I know it's internet infrastructure difficult for school students, for schools learners. It's a small cities, it's a village. It's a really problem in the Russian. But for our university, it's not a problem, because each students in our university has 2 smartphones and notebook and internet connections. It's not Wi-Fi. It's because it's not expensive in our country now.
Mr. Mawai, it's okay? Or you have response to Natalya?
It's okay for me, Mrs. Natalya, but in my university in Banten Province, Indonesia, I have some difficult on my student in a village maybe. Yes, and internet infrastructure is very essential to solve this problem maybe.
Yeah, the problem is about internet connection all around the world, I think. Okay, that's all.
Arif today it's very funny, my opinion.
Because of you, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's all for today meeting, and thank you very much to Natalya. And okay, it's okay for
Arif, sorry.
Yeah.
I again please, Albert. I wait them from him questions, because my opinion is very serious questions for him. For me, it's very interesting. What is the questions? What is the problems?